Hey YouTube, what goes on? And welcome back to Disavowed Action Figures. And there was a Marvel Hasbro Pulse live stream today, and you know we're here to talk about it. So started a little later than I expected tonight. I apologize. I went out on a toy hunt, ran a little long, so I had to push this back about 20 minutes or so to get started. I literally just got out of the car and came into the house from the toy hunt. So stay tuned for that toy hunt upcoming soon, right? But yeah, Marvel Hasbro Pulse live stream today, and they were cooking. They showed us a lot of stuff. I really kind of like the fact that they covered multiple franchises under their umbrella of characters. They kind of even set it up that way throughout the live stream. But of course, the elephant in the room, or should I say the green rage monster in the room, is going to be this guy right here. We'll talk about it at the end. If you know my channel, I'm not going to rant and rave too much. I'll give you my take on what this new Maximum Series Hulk. I don't know. Again, I'm not a big price guy, so we'll talk about it at the end, way at the end. But we'll get to it. We're not going to run really long, probably about a half an hour. Go through all the different reveals from today's Marvel Pulse, Hasbro Pulse Marvel Legends live stream. Lots of stuff. Let's jump right into it. Not going to bury the lead as far as that goes. And let's jump right into the slideshow here. Get myself out of the way over there so you can see some toys that came out today. At least they were announced today. So jumping right into it. Again, it was today, April 1st, that we did have the live stream occur. Hey, Tristan, what's up? And we're just going to go through together to kind of look at what figures were announced. I'll give some of my thoughts again. Some of my personal thoughts. You might love some stuff that I hate. I might hate some stuff that you love. You know how that goes. It's the toy community, right? So they jumped in. They did give us a preview. I should say they talked a little bit more about Daredevil, the figure that they wanted for pre-order recently. I didn't put that in the slideshow. They essentially just kind of wanted to hammer home the fact that there were butterfly joints on it, similar to the Wolverine from the Deadpool Wolverine movie. That was a big thing they were really kind of talking about, was the articulation and some other things as well with that Daredevil. So we're not going to rehash that here. But as far as MCU figures go, they jumped right into the water here, and they showed us new Thunderbolts figures. So we get Yelena Belova here. Again, Yelena, do I need another Yelena in the collection? Hey, Luke. How many of these do we get of her already? And I get it's going to be her accurate to this movie. So I understand you want new product for the movie. It's coming out. I'm very excited for Thunderbolts * the movie. I am not going to be buying another version of her, despite how much I like her in these movies, in these properties. But she looks good. Again, good buck, pinless. That photo tech going on with the eyes, the photo, what do I call it, the digital printing as far as the face sculpt is concerned. So it's going to look great. However, I'm pretty sure these were also just digital renders, I think they said. I don't think these are actually pictures of the figures themselves. So basically, the interesting thing, though, is that I found with this is that we're getting random 2-packs. So here is a look at the David Harbour characters at Red Guardian. And here's the deal. Again, 2-pack. So instead of giving us a wave with a potential Build-A-Figure, it seems like they're doing different things now to avoid doing Build-A-Figures. So here we could have gotten a wave, all these figures split up individually. Instead, what we're getting is we are getting 2-packs. So here we get, obviously, the two relatives from the Black Widow movie coming together. David Harbour's awesome. I never owned one of his figures before. I really don't buy much MCU anymore at this point. So, again, I'll probably be passing almost all this MCU stuff. But, again, they look good for what they're going to be. And, again, I think they're only digital renders. But you can see here that they are mainline, including Pulse. So you'll be able to get these pretty much anywhere you want to. So keeping it moving here with more Thunderbolt stuff. We did get into our U.S. agent, which, again, we have a version of him already from the TV show. I guess it's updated. It's going to be pinless. It's going to look more accurate to how he looks in the movie, all that good stuff. Doesn't mean I need another one of them. But this one's pretty cool. Now, I found this interesting in the stream. They would not call him by the name Sentry. They were just calling him Bob. Now, again, us as comic book fans, if you have read the comics for a long time, know the background of Bob Reynolds. We know who the Sentry is, the Void, a lot of things that I think we take for granted that everybody knows. The normies, the regular moviegoers aren't going to know. So unless they do their homework, they're not going to necessarily know that Bob Reynolds becomes the Sentry. They've even shown the Watchtower. Looks like in the movie trailers that the Avengers mansion, Stark Tower, was basically sold, and now it's going to be his Watchtower, like in the comic books. This looks pretty good. I do like how the aesthetics look on this thing. I feel like this looks very similar to how the Daredevil and the Wolverine aesthetics look on those recent figures, the upcoming Daredevil, and then of course the Wolverine we recently got in the Deadpool. So I do like how this looks. I think it looks awesome. It's Marvel Superman. Now, again, I don't know if it'll be good in the movie or not, but seeing this makes me excited to see what it's going to look on the screen. So this is one where, again, if he's pretty good in the movie, I might consider grabbing this figure. But again, here's the problem. You can't just grab him because 2-pack. So again, you have to get another John Walker. You probably don't want to get the brand new character, the brand new figure here of the century. So again, I can't defend that. I don't like that. Give a wave, put a Build-A-Figure in it. Don't do these 2-packs because again, you're getting forced to kind of buy something you probably don't really want or need. Then you're trying to sell that off. So again, another Thunderbolts 2-pack right there, also going to be available pretty much everywhere. The figures are going to be sold. So working our way through for a few more here. They did show this off. And again, this was leaked a long time ago on the leak list. April 3rd, coming up in a couple of days. You can pre-order mainline, including Pulse-Me, I guess basically everywhere. You could get the Spider-Man 3, Tobey Maguire in the symbiote suit. He has the emo hair going on right there. He's got a piece of the symbiote that connects to his shoulder. This looks cool. Again, I don't need it. If you're a huge fan of Spider-Man movies, those original Sony ones, I can see why you want it. Personally, not something I'm looking to pick up here for my collection. But again, I think it's really, really cool that they made it. You know, they're getting use out of, I guess, the fact that they have rights likenesses for these actors now. And then this is just a redo, right? We got this a handful of years ago, and they're just reissuing it again, which has kind of been what's been going on recently here. So I have no interest in video game stuff at all. None. Zero. So this is not for me. Maybe it's for you. And it's a dreaded Walmart exclusive. So yeah, good luck with that, right? Also, let me apologize. I've had a cold for almost like 4 or 5 days now. I'm on the Dayquil, the NyQuil, all the quills. My voice is shot. So again, if I cough, sneeze, the voice is kind of struggling here. I apologize. I'm just trying to push through because I really like talking about these live streams afterwards anymore. So yeah, so there's a Spider-Man video game thing I don't care about. Maybe you do. All right, now we're getting the more X-Men stuff. So I kind of like how now we have different sections of this live stream. We're into X-Men. So here is another redo. It's not a reissue. They redid the Weapon X Wolverine. I remember this is the Caliban wave, I believe. This was in like every Walgreens I'd go to. Back when I was all in the Walgreens toy hunting, and they actually had stuff to look at, I remember seeing this like everywhere, just peg warning everywhere beyond belief. So now they did redo it. Obviously, it's going to be pinless and better articulation and better accessories and blah, blah, blah. And of course, the Target exclusive. So this is part of their retro carded line that they put out early. We got the Jean Grey out already. We got the Professor Xavier out already. They're hitting stores soon from what I understand. A lot of people have them in hand already from Canada, I believe. So again, if you're into Wolverine, they have so many Wolverine figures over the last calendar year. Here's one more for you. The head sculpt's pretty cool here. Definitely a fair looking Wolverine. Claws look good. So again, it's all about what you like and what you collect. It's an easy skip for me. It's an easy pass. If I were to see it on clearance somewhere, obviously at a Target for like $7, I might buy it to put on my wall. Also, if you look back here, you can see things are starting to disappear. If you follow my channel, you know I'm moving in the next couple of months, actually. Things move very quickly. So I'm packing up my collection. So all the figures that are loose will get packed up last. However, all these carded figures are starting to come down. Either they're getting packed up or sold. So yeah, again, this wall is going to start to disappear more and more as we kind of go through. Hey, witness him. Zakane, what's going on, man? How you doing? James, what's going on? Again, this is more of me kind of just dumping out the information. I apologize, I'm not interacting more with the chat, but I'm trying to get through these pretty quickly here. And at the end, we'll talk a little bit more. But yeah, if you let me know in the comments below, is this something for you? Again, easy pass for me. I don't even have the original. I didn't need the original. So that's an easy pass. Again, unless I buy it cheap for the wall. And there it is there on the retro card, which looks good on the retro card. Face it, it does. You get Wolverine in the upper corner by himself. But again, pre-order later this year, Target exclusive. It'll sell out in like 30 seconds or 10 seconds. This is a good one. Okay. This is definitely a reissue that needed to happen. I didn't realize it was coming out. I didn't see that it was leaked or whatever. The Mystique needed to be well redone. The only one I think they put out in even remote recent history is that Walgreens exclusive, which by the way, I found in like an antique store in like at the beach in like Rehoboth or something one day, going doing a toilet on the way home from Ocean City, Maryland. She had ever accessories, it was just her. So I do own the Walgreens exclusive, which is a lot of fun, but it's the outdated female buck. The legs are getting wonky on it. So this is one. We also got the Jean Grey packed in head, which is really cool. They made sure to point out that that was the Jean Grey sculpted head from the SDCC exclusive Hellfire Club. Needless to say, we're not getting the rest of her body. Would have been nice. Hey, Alfred, what's going on, man? But yeah, definitely a situation here where this was a much needed release, and I'll probably keep my original and also buy the carded. This is one where I kind of want two. I kind of want one to open and then one to put on the wall because Mystique is just a iconic looking X-Men character. But again, Target exclusive as part of that retro carded wave. So pre-order later this year. Keep it moving along. So that was like the end of the X-Men section. Here we get kind of more into like the Avengers territory, right? So here, this is a really good use of a 2-pack. So I feel like a lot of times we get these 2-packs I mentioned earlier. They did it with the Wolverine stuff. They did it again, I think, with the Thunderbolt stuff. They give you something you want with something you don't. Here, these are 2 figures a lot of people, I think, want. Madam Mask is definitely one that I wanted as an Avengers villain. You get the masked head sculpt. You get the unmasked head sculpt. Crossbones, the last one they put out, I think, was back with the Black Widow wave. I had it originally and sold it off eventually. That one was an outdated buck. It was pinned and everything else, I'm pretty sure. That was more like his classic look. This is more of a militant kind of look for him. These are both characters I really like to have on my shelf. She comes with that briefcase full of cash, which is pretty cool. They mentioned how the digital printing tech does a really nice job in regard to making that look really good. Crossbone's got a bunch of guns. He's got, I think it's the explosion effect from the Punisher 2-pack that came out with Bushwhacker. So this is one, I'll probably pick this up. It is an Amazon exclusive, which sometimes you got to be careful with that. Every now and again, it can be difficult in that you can turn out to not be able to get your hands on it. Like that Doctor Doom 3-pack sold out so quickly. But other ones hang around till clearance. Look at the not Mystique, the Destiny 2-pack with Rogue. That's just sitting around. That was down to like $25 the other day. So this is one where I would like to pick this up. Let me know about comments down below if this is one you're interested in. I think out of almost everything revealed today, this is one of the best ones that they showed us. So yeah, so let's keep it moving again. I'm not trying to take too much time. Plus, I know we're going to talk about this Hulk guy right here. So there is everything right there that comes in the box. Did a nice job filling the box up. Smoke effects, blast effects, multiple guns, multiple hands, additional head sculpts for her, as I said earlier, the suitcase, the money, actually briefcase, all the guns. So yeah, they really packed a lot into this thing. I'm not sure about a lot of prices, by the way, because I was watching this on mute. I was just kind of watching, not listening of certain parts. Now, this is, again, very smart reuse. I think a lot of people in the community saw this coming. Jen Walters, Fantastic Four, She-Hulk. Last time we got it on the Iron Man retro card back. Now we're going to get it on the Fantastic Four card back. I know Archie and a lot of friends of the channel were going to do a repaint of this anyway. A lot of people who found it at Ross intended to repaint this thing. This is just smart. You get the dumbbell weights with her, which is good. Additional accessories you can use in any action figure line. So I'm okay with this. And what I really liked about this is the additional head sculpt. That looks really great. The hair back in the ponytail. It's going to actually give you range of motion in the neck, which is fantastic. That's my one knock on this figure. The original one they put out from the Iron Man Retro is you couldn't rotate the head around very much because that hair was so big in the back. This will give you back some movement with the head. Also, I don't see why you couldn't just pop this on to your other She-Hulk. I don't think the neck is painted white. I think it's just the head sculpt. It doesn't have any white in it. So I think you could probably just pop this right on. Yeah, it looked like you probably could, right? The neckline is white, but I think the head's just green. So yeah, that would look cool even just to get this to pop it on your other She-Hulk. So this is just a great reuse. I think that this is what they did. Very smart to do this in my estimation. This is where I don't mind reuse. You know, this is a classic look at a character a lot of people wanted. And again, card appeal, right? Card appeal. People are going to want this on their wall. Back behind me, I don't know if you can still see some of them. I guess with me being small here, you can't, but I do have a lot of the Fantastic Four card figures still on the wall back here that I found on clearance and things. So this would look good up there as well. Tristan, I agree. I'm content with my original one as well, but this one calls to me a little bit here for the FF shelf too. So yeah, fan channel exclusive, meaning Best Buy, GameStop. You will not see it at big box. I think Amazon will have it. Pulse will obviously have it. So pre-orders come the end of April, 4/24. Not too far off when you stop. All right, here we go. We got to them already. Here we go. Okay. I haven't watched anything yet today. I know there's probably so many YouTube videos out there already about this guy. It's Maximum Series Hulk. It was leaked, I think, in the last 72, 48 hours. People were posting pictures of the different articulated toes and the different hands, and debate had already begun. Obviously, price point is the big thing with this thing. I believe they announced $59.99. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. That was the information I was provided on this thing. So 60 bucks. Again, there are a million different ways that people are going to analyze this regarding the price and whether it's too much or whatever. I'm going to kind of stay away from that for the most part, other than some comparisons we'll do at the end. So just looking at what it comes with, they first were very proud to announce it comes with that missile. It basically connects together. You see there's three pieces. You have like the flame effect, the casing to the missile, and the missile itself. I guess the intent is you can show him pulling it apart or holding it in different hands, or like he caught it. So that was, I guess, the tease from the last live stream that they showed us. Then you do get into the different head sculpts right here. They mentioned the artists that the head sculpts came from. I think one of them was Deodato Jr., who's an artist I do really like when he was in the Avengers, drawing the Avengers when I was reading it. So three head sculpts here, three very different styles, one with all the teeth hanging out, one kind of gritting his teeth, and then one screaming. And then also the biggest sell I think they tried to put on this is that he can almost clap his hands. I could be wrong. I could not see definitively that the hands were touching. I felt like they got just about to touching, like if they forced it, but it bounced back like this. But then they give these effects, right? And the effects to me are meant to put between the hands to take away from the fact they're not quite touching. Now, again, I could be wrong on that. I've been wrong before on lots of stuff when I talk about these. Hell, I said that Daredevil didn't even have butterfly joints and I was wrong, right? So it's all good. But I couldn't quite tell if they were able to touch or if they kind of, pulled it back a little bit. But again, you have these effects pieces, explosion effects and such, to put in between the hands. So they're touching the effect, which in essence makes you think the hands are touching. All right. Also, I guess interesting in that the way that they're getting around not putting the butterfly cuts in the front of the chest. I knew they wouldn't do it because they had always said it would break up the sculpt too much and it wouldn't look good. So instead what they did, they gave it like a soft rubber overlay, I guess you would consider it, on the upper torso. And basically you can see if you watch their video, I should have screenshotted this part, that when you bring the arms to the middle, it kind of crunches, like the rubber around the upper torso kind of crunches to allow. But then when you let the arms go back, it kind of decompresses. Is that the right word? And it supposedly looks normal. Like supposedly what they said doesn't look any different than what your typical chest would look like on a Hulk like this. All right. I don't know. I was gonna say I'll reserve judgment, but I doubt I'll buy this. But $60. Those are the accessories. Those are the pack-ins. The toes are articulated, so you get the bendy toes. I guess that's nice for a Hulk. I mean, for any figure, it's nice to have bendy toes. But for a Hulk, I don't really know if I need it. Like, I have, 5 different versions of Hulk? I have the Red Hulk, the Maestro. I have this Hulk, which is my favorite Hulk. I have the Gray Hulk, all on this buck. So, obviously, they said this is updated buck, different parts. It's not even pinless. From what I understand, I think it's the legs are actually pinned on this thing. So the fact that it's not completely pinless, again, I'm not like a pin snob or anything, but I feel like if it's going to be Maximum Series, you want it to be as good as it can possibly be. Maybe it's because it's too chunky to do that. I don't know. I didn't put that much thought into the pin thing other than the fact that I know it's not completely pinless. Here's some other shots here of him kind of catching the missile, the different head sculpts. There are the weapon effects, the explosion effects I told you about that I think to me, again, are meant to cover up the fact that those hands aren't going to quite do the deal. The picture there with the explosion effects on the whooshing effects, the wind effects, there it looks like the fingers are touching. But again, I don't know if it comes far enough in to be what you'd want it to be. I don't know. I really don't know. It's definitely better than this one. This one, you don't get any of that in the front. Like literally you can't go in at all in the front. So you can kind of see there, you look at the back with this one. So again, that overlay, I guess, makes a big difference. I don't know. You let me know what you think. Price point, I'll talk a little bit about, but I'm not going to go crazy about it. Because again, other people will put a lot of analysis into it who know more about that sort of thing than I do. I'm just a guy who likes talking about toys. But as far as, and there's a comparison size for the box sizes. So you can see, okay, in this regard, I feel like I look at that Hulk box and I think, despite the fact that it's not what I think is the best thing they could have done. I'm like, there's a lot in there. To me, it looks like there's a lot with the Hulk, a lot more than Spider-Man. I look at the Spider-Man stuff, I guess it's so much smaller. I guess that's what it is. Again, not saying you should buy it or not, just me looking at those two things. I'm like, wow, I'd rather have that Hulk than have that Spider-Man. And that's just based on the cosmetics, how big the pieces are, I suppose, that sort of thing. So I don't know how that'll factor into your opinion. That's kind of how I feel about it, at least. And then there's the box art, and this will be available for pre-order April 10th, so a little over a week, over at Pulse, Fan Channel, also Amazon. So here's the thing. Here we go. Screenshots from eBay as of this afternoon. Okay. Again, I'm not going to get into, I don't know if I guess I kind of am, the price thing. So here's the deal. If you don't own a Hulk, if you don't own this Hulk, this is the Hulk right here that came with the Wolverine debut 2-pack, 2019. Okay. Great figure, multiple hands. It has the ripped shirt on it, right? I'm pretty sure it's similar legs. The feet obviously do not articulate. The toes don't, at least. If you don't have any Hulks, any green comic book Hulks in your collection, this is what you're looking to pay. Okay. So to get this loose with all of its pieces, without the Wolverine, you're looking at, what is that? Like $69.99 with, I think it says free shipping on that one. Okay. If you want the anniversary Hulk in package, okay, in package for that, you're looking at a lot of money. Okay. You're looking at around $90 free delivery, according to eBay. And this is about what most people were probably saying. Okay. We're pretty much selling it for. And then on the very end, you have the anniversary Hulk loose. So that, again, you'll save a couple bucks getting it loose out of the packaging. However, again, still paying a lot of money. So if you don't own a comic book Hulk, to me, this new one is actually worth it. Okay. I think that's fair to say. So to get that for $60, the newest version of Hulk, all the heads, the missile effect, the rubber overlay so you can try to touch the hands, the blast effects for the hands, all of that at $60 is better to me than going on eBay and spending this much money to get an older version of the Hulk. Okay. That's as far as I'm going to go with the money thing, I think. Again, I guess I could speculate, and we could say that if you were to drop, and here's the 2-pack here. So this is the Hulk I'm holding right here in my hand, packed in with the Wolverine. That came out in 2019. So what, about 6 years ago? And it was retail $59.99. Okay. So that meant that you got two figures, big chunky Hulk, alternate hands, no alternate heads, but the ripped shirt and a Wolverine and extra hands for Wolverine for $60 retail. Okay. Obviously, if you were to buy this 2-pack now for the 80 years on eBay, I didn't look that up. I'm sure if the Hulk's going for as much as it is, I'm sure in box, this has got to be like, what, $90 maybe, probably more because of the shipping. It is a very big box on this. So if you don't own a comic Hulk, if I didn't own a comic book Hulk, I would get this Hulk. I would absolutely get this Hulk if I didn't own one. Okay. Now that's taking out of the equation whether or not I think it's fair what they're charging for it. That's just, I want a Hulk. I'm a new collector. I don't have one. I've been following, this is not me, this is hypothetical. I've been following, you're not hypothetical, following it. 175, they just said for this unbox. That's, inbox. That's crazy, Agent of Gen Z. Wow. So, I wish I didn't throw the box away. But again, just saying, I would rather buy the new one with all the stuff that comes with it, the updated articulation, the soft overlay, rather than going on to eBay at all the Hulks I've been following and spending actually probably more money to get less. Okay. Now, again, everybody's going to be analyzing this online. I'm not going to go too deep into it. Not really my thing. Okay. Plus, I'm sure on the Mega Power Toys podcast this coming Thursday on the Yojo Jerk channel, I'm sure we'll dissect this a lot more. The guys love their opinions on it. Maybe I'll go a little bit more in depth after kind of letting it sink in. But overall, that's kind of my take on it, is that if you don't have a comic book Hulk, this is a good deal. If you have all the other Hulks, I don't know. Okay. I must mention to you how many Hulks I have. I have this one as my main stand-in for the Green Hulk, which I'm happy with. I like this one. I don't know if I need toe articulation. I definitely do not need all those other accessories. those don't really mean anything to me. I don't need the blast effect, so on and so forth. I like the fact that you can kind of get the hand thing to work. I think I'd want to see how people can use that. If they actually touch and they stay touching without the blast effect in the middle or the whoosh effect, then in that situation, I think that probably, yeah, jerk. I know. But again, but like I was saying though, Brian, I don't know if you were here for this. If nobody owns this Hulk, Brian, if nobody owns a green comic book version of Hulk, and they've been looking at eBay prices, they're better off paying for this new one because the new one is going for equal to or less than what the original ones are. Unless it turns out that that rubber overlay is garbage. Like if that tears, if it doesn't work right, then again, you're probably better off buying an older one. But again, in terms of the fact that yes, this came in a 2-pack. Yes, this was $60 with a Wolverine only 5-6 years ago. I'll let other people analyze the price beyond that. I don't think I'm going to need it. I'm really happy with this one. I've made it this far without having a Hulk whose hands clap. I made it this far without having a Hulk that does not have articulated toe joints. What I need Hulk to do, he does on my shelf. I still like the fact you can get that butterfly going back as far as it goes back on this side. So again, you get a lot of articulation in the back part. Now, if they would have put cuts in the front, I might have been more likely to consider getting this. But again, not saying it's a fair price if you own other Hulks. Okay, I beat that to death now at this point. So I'll talk more about it on Thursday on the show with Jerk and with Gainsey and Skelly. However, I'll say one more time. I'm only saying if you don't own a comic book style Hulk, you're probably better off getting this new one than going back and buying one of the old ones by itself for the same price. I would think most people would say that's fair. If you want to get into like the politics part of it, which is like, don't buy it under any circumstances because you're encouraging them to put out overpriced figures. If that's your theory, that's your belief, then yeah, then you don't buy it, right? But for a new collector, I just think it's a pretty good deal in that regard. For us existing collectors that have all the original Hulks, I'm telling you right now, probably not going to buy it. That's where I'm at on it. But you also know I'm Thursday, I'm cheap. All right. So now it's up to you to let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm going to go get my dinner and watch some YouTube and see what people are talking about online because I'm sure it is just a bloodbath on YouTube right now. I saw a little bit on Instagram, but I didn't get to YouTube yet. So I can't wait to see what everybody has to say about this. And again, tune in this Thursday over at Yojo Jerk because we'll be analyzing all these legends again. And the guys will have their opinions on it. And Skelly let her know thoughts. Her thoughts is more of a collecting outsider. That's what she thinks about it. But also let me know in the comments below, what was your favorite thing announced today? I personally think that my favorite thing was probably that Crossbones 2-pack. Close second to that, the She-Hulk maybe. Might be the She-Hulk. I don't do MCU too much anymore. But the Hulk was a big announcement. But is it going to fly in the community? The Spider-Man sold very, very well, but it's also Spider-Man. It's also Spider-Man, right? This is the Hulk. It's a different creature altogether. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you're new, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free for you, does not cost you anything, and it helps us grow the channel tremendously in the marsh to 7,000 subscribers. While you're at it, go ahead and click that bell for notifications, because that way YouTube should notify and tell you when we post new content here to the channel, like our weekly toy hunts, reviews, and live streams. Leave a comment down below, hit that like button. And for daily toy content and daily toy updates, try checking us out over at Instagram at disavowed_12. Hey, everybody, if you're going toy hunting this week, please try to remember the 3 P's of the toy hunt: patience, persistence, most of all, politeness. Take care, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing all of you at the pegs. I made it through the coffin or season too much. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you on Thursday.